That's what I'm talking about, boys. Boys, that's what I'm talking about. 2.46, 53 mile an hour. 2.46, 53 mile an hour. As always, guys, thanks for watching very much. It'd mean a ton to us if you would subscribe. Man, we're over 500 subscribers, and that's awesome for, I think, like 6 weeks of uploading stuff. So thank you very much for everybody who's still watching. And I'd love to get to 1,000, and drop a like, comment, and we sure appreciate you guys. Enjoy the video. What is happening, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So out here on vacation with the family. We're out here at Bolivar Peninsula in Texas, Crystal Beach. We usually come here every year, but I had to take the time to do some testing because we got a new setup. So new setup on the Losi. Went with the Motiv Launch Pro 3.5 turn. I went with an RS Pro Black because it's all they had in stock at the time. Didn't really want it because we burned up quite a few with Jay and the guys, but went with that. And you know, you saw in the video here right before, it blew up. It blew the capacitor. Didn't have a ton of heat in it, so I'm not sure what went wrong there. Only had 54 degrees of timing in it, but anyway, we are testing the Mmax Pro from Maclan today. So Jay helped me out and got me this one. He had it off a car that he bought. Already made a test hit earlier, and first hit, I didn't have a long enough stretch. So being there was not a long enough stretch, I had to lift really early. So it went a 255 at 51 miles an hour. And you can see on the GNS graph, which I'll overlay up here, had to lift early, right past 2 seconds. I don't know, maybe 2.2 seconds, 2.3 seconds I had to lift, and still went through at a 2.5. So the Mmax Pro has 3 levels of launch boost. It doesn't have initial boost like the Tekin RS Pro Black, but it does have turbo. So from my understanding, you leave on the can timing on the motor, which I have at 22 degrees, which was set from Motiv Launch Pro. And I've added another 40 degrees of boost, but it comes in over 1/10 of a second. So it comes in pretty quick. So that's total timing of 62 degrees. So we're gonna make a couple hits here with the exact same tune in it, run it out, and see what it does. All right, so it went down nice and smooth. Let's see what it read on the GNS. 250 at 53 miles an hour. 250 at 53 miles. So y'all can see here how dirty this thing is. Look at the stuff on the tires after that hit. But it went down through, so I'm pretty impressed. We're going to get a fresh battery in it, clean off the tires. We're going to make another hit. All right, so that had 40 degrees of boost timing in it and 22 on the can. I took it to 48 degrees of boost timing. The mile an hour is not there. Can't quite understand that yet, but we're going to work it through it. I just new to tuning this stuff. So we're going to have a total timing of, oh good Lord, 70 degrees. So it's going ramping in pretty quickly. So we went from 40 degrees to 48 and 22 on the can. So this is 70 degrees total timing. Like I said, it went 250 at 53, and let's see what it does this time. All right, so that kicked the tires off pretty good. All right, so that just kicked him off immediately. I didn't think about all that timing that I put in it. With all that timing, I need to slow that ramp down. So I'm gonna leave the timing in it. And that turbo ramp's like 1/10 of a second from where Jay originally put it for me, which worked good on 40 degrees. But yeah, that just kicked them right off. So I'm gonna delay that ramp a little bit and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we cleaned the tires off. I put a, I think 4500ths delay. So a little over 4/10 delay in the turbo ramp, but we're still at 48 degrees of turbo, 22 on can, so 70 degrees total. Trying to get that mile/hour up and also trying to get the ET down. So 2.50 at 53 is our best. And again, we're gonna give it a shot. It ramped in way too hard and kicked the tires off, so we're gonna give it a shot now. All right, that moved out pretty good. Just waiting for the GNSS to read here. I don't know if it's quite as quick. All right, all right, so we're seeing a trend here. I got 1 more mile/hour with 8 more degrees of timing. So we're at 250 still and 54 miles an hour. So definitely happy with the ETs. I mean, my fastest previous passes on the stock electronics was 255, and that only happened, I think 4 times. Yeah, 3 or 4 times. And normally it'd run in the 265 to 260 range, 260, 261. But anyway, so on average now I'm seeing 250, 251 on this car, and this was at 54 mile an hour. 250, 54 miles an hour. Decent graph here. So that's looking pretty good. All right, so I took the, I left the 48 degrees of timing. I took the ramp from 0.45 to 0.30, and little changes, little by little. Let's see what happens. All right, well that actually slowed it down. So pulled better G's out of the hole, but went 255 at 53. So I'm gonna go right back where I was. I sure would love to break into those 2.4s though. But also took the delay from, it was at 0.45, then I went to 0.30, I left it at 0.30, and I did bring the launch up just a hair. So we'll see what that does. It looks like I'm stuck right at a 250 for best right now. I'm gonna try to squeeze out a 4 for y'all. Let's see how it goes. All right, to me that seemed a little slow, but it's always deceiving sometimes if it was slow or fast. So let's see what it did. Golly, man. Boys, we are stuck. We are stuck at a 250. Here we go again. 250 at 54. Well, I'll have to do some more reading. I knew the RS Pro Black decently because Jay helped me with that. This is a brand new ESC in. But man, listen, I'll take that all day. 250, 54 mile an hour. We're pretty close right now. I know I could give it some more punch. You know what? We might give it just one more shot and give it some more punch and less delay out of the hole because it's taking it. So let's see how that goes. All right, so I got to thinking, no changes this time. I tightened the slipper clutch. When that thing left just a little bit ago, it revved up. I watched the footage and you could hear it just went wee, and then it grabbed. So I think I've got the tire so sticky and I've got so much launch in it that it's hitting that slipper clutch and it's just free revving a little bit. So I didn't want to make any more tuning changes. All I did was tighten up the slipper clutch. So I'm going to see how that works out. All right, that felt pretty quick. Let's see what happened. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Boys, that's what I'm talking about. 2.46, 53 mile an hour. 2.46, 53 mile an hour. That is what I'm talking about. That slipper was slipping, man. Man, all these guys talking about mile an hour. I was talking about it earlier today. You heard me. You want to fly on the top end, but that ET is what matters. New personal best for the Losi 22s. Guys, that is what I'm talking about. New personal best for the Losi. 2.46 at 53 miles an hour. 1.88 G's out of the hole. And I'll tell you what, it just grabbed and went. Y'all check this out. Here we go. 2.46, 53 mile an hour. New personal best on the Losi, guys. 2.46, 53 mile an hour. Man, it's the same mile an hour I made with the stock electronics, but I'll tell you what, I don't really care, because look at that ET. Almost a full tenth over what we've done in the past. I am super stoked, man. I think I can give it a little more. 2.46, 53 mile an hour. I'm so stoked, guys.